Hello, crypto holders. Let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about what I think is going on within the market today. As you guys can see on the right hand side of the screen, you'll notice that a lot of the cryptos today are actually currently down quite a bit. That is something that we usually see within the market on Mondays anyways. Today has been a very volatile day. I'm going to cover some topics. I'm going to also cover some things that I think you should know as an XRP investor. We do have some analysis kind of happening as well. We're also seeing some volume kind of come back into XRP. XRP is the only thing that is green today. This is going to be something that we usually would see on XRP, as if you take a look at the 15-minute chart, we did hit around that 235 yesterday, and now we're coming back down very quickly. A lot of this did come from a lot of the news that we've seen today. We also have some news today about Brad Garlinghouse going out to the U.S. Senate, and I will cover that as well. I'm also going to show you a few things about the market that I'm seeing that I think you as an investor should be worried about. Remember, guys, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes only. So you always got to make sure you do your due diligence within the market anyhow. So if you watch my previous video on XRP, you will notice that I did talk about these ranges here. As we see that we had this nice come up, we did touch back that resistance. We also did pull back. We started to kind of spring up. It just took a little bit longer than I expected, just right around 6 to 7 hours. That's very common whenever you use TA. Sometimes they can be a delay. Definitely if you're looking at short and long-term positions, but you always got to track the volume. But right here, we see the volume come up. As soon as we break above the trend, you can also see a change in the shift in the MACD, also the moving averages. You can also see that the volume had increased very heavily. This is something that we want to talk about, we want to see. So when I look at the hourly chart here, you can see we had rejection around this 233 resistance multiple times. This is something that I've seen multiple times within just the last few weeks to months. This 233 was major resistance, and we got blocked on it once again and kind of making that V shape, but backwards this time. As you can see that we started to kind of come back down just like a triangle here. Now, you may ask yourself, when you take a look at Bitcoin, everybody kind of got transferred right here. A lot of people thought it was going to be a falling wedge, it was going to be a bull flag, all that stuff. But no, it didn't trick me this time, because right here we started to notice a change in the shift of the volume very quickly after we seen the top here. It did make a new trend line, and usually whenever that does start on the hourly time frames, that is usually an indication of an actual downfall. Majority of the time, also, if you see candles similar to this, kind of stair climbing up, there's always going to be that gap fill process back down. And that is kind of how you see that also on Bitcoin. Coming back over to XRP, you see a similarity, but XRP's had some catalyst recently, so that is something that we should expect within the market anyways. We should expect that to happen. Also, if you take a look at Trump coin doing the opposite of what Bitcoin, it didn't have that stair climb up, but it did have that stair climb down, guys. So you can kind of notice these patterns very quickly. You can also see Bitcoin hitting that sell signal on the hourly. Also, we do have some shorts open currently still on inside the Discord with the Patreon, so make sure you do check that out. I'm giving 50% off, so make sure you do check it out. The link down below in the description. If you don't have the $20, you can check out the affiliate link, sign up with BTCC, or sign up with another exchange with my link, and I'll give you 1 month free. So make sure that you do check that out. So now let's go ahead and let's take a look back at Bitcoin. So you got Bitcoin crossing below the EMAs here. You also got Ethereum making a very similar pattern to Bitcoin and XRP. But XRP here is struggling on the 4 hour. You can still see it's looking pretty green. Also, if you take a look at the daily, we also see it resisting the 231 and that 233 like I talked about previously. Same with Ethereum. You can kind of see the stair climbing back up. We're sitting right above the trend line here, so we're expecting big news coming on Ethereum anyways. I'm going to be making another video about Ethereum, so make sure you do check that out. Also, XRP right now is not looking too good on the 15-minute. We're seeing that triangle shape recovery. We're seeing these similar patterns like we've seen on Bitcoin. And now I'm going to go ahead and cover a little bit about what I think XRP is going to go to. But first, let me go over the news that I've got on XRP for you guys to pay attention to. Alrighty, so here's the first one. It's the White House. Trump is going to delay some of the tariffs today. We've had some tariff news. That's pretty good. Overall, that's kind of affecting the market just a little bit that it was delayed, as it's going to just come at another date. Also, you do want to prepare for the PPI and the CPI rates that is coming out here soon. Also, interest rates could easily be cut this month, but there's a possibility it may not. They're still expecting at least 2 cuts this year, so that is something that we look forward to. If we're looking at the odds, 1 out of 5, you're looking right around the 20%. Now, here's some well activity on XRP I kind of want to look at. So there's around 219 million XRP, currently worth right around 500 million USD. That was transferred from an unknown wallet to an unknown wallet right around 8 hours ago. This was something that I was taking a look at and thought there was some news going to be coming out. And guess what? They were. So today, actually, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse was set to testify before Senate on cryptocurrency legislation. This is supposed to happen this Wednesday. It's at July 9th at around 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. I will also be covering that and covering it 24/7 that day, so make sure you do check out my live stream on Wednesday. It's going to be right around the 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, so as soon as stocks open, I'll more than likely go live. Wednesday, though, there is a lot of opportunity because when Brad is scheduled to testify, that could be something that is going to be great for XRP. Maybe they'll start looking at Ripple another way, and maybe we'll just see some bullish news and bullish activity coming on XRP anyway. So let's go back to the chart and see what exactly is going on. As we get closer to below this line here, we're going to fill this gap. We're probably going to see a sell signal here coming on XRP. On the 15-minute, we've been trading it. We've only made around 1% profit within 21 hours. But this was going to be a trade mainly that is still being used on the 1 hour and the 4 hour chart. That's why I'm thinking that we're getting ready to come back, maybe ended up trying to do a reversal. That reversal is highly possible. If we do start to reverse on XRP, I'll keep you guys updated. But you will also see that XRP may drop as low as around the 218, 217 range. But I'm expecting that if we don't and we get closer to the moving averages and we bounce, more than likely we're going to retest at 233, if not go a little bit higher into the 240s. I've been trying to wait and get closer to the 240s. In my previous video, I did talk about it hitting around the 235 to 238 range as heavy resistance was there, and that's exactly what we've seen today. Let me know what you guys think about that whale activity down below. Are you going to be watching Wednesday? Let me know that down below as well. Also, if you guys have not, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Thank you guys for watching.